The Boston Celtics off to their best start since the 09-10 season. Jaylen Brown and company now 8-1 after an 8th straight win, 116-106. You saw it live right here on NBA TV. The first of our doubleheader on this Monday. Brown with 25 and 11. Kemba Walker 29 points. But now we're watching news on a back spasm which forced him to the locker room before the game ended. Dallas suffered their first road loss of the year. Luka did his part, 34 points, 9 assists. Is he finally going to be on your MVP ladder or what, SeKou Smith?
Are you kidding me? You didn't even know the thing was out. Now you're killing me like everybody else. No.
He's the Hall of Famer.
Of course he will.
Kevin McHale with SeKou, Jared Greenberg, Kristaps Porzingis just 1 of 11. We'll talk this game and also stick with us. We've got the second game of our doubleheader coming up at about 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. It's Kawhi and the Clippers against the Raptors. Before that, we're going to take you live to San Antonio for Tony Parker's jersey retirement ceremony. So a lot to take care of here. But let's first talk about what we just watched here. Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, and this team, while it never seemed like the game was out of their grasp, they really turned it on here in the fourth quarter, Mac.
Oh, they made big shot after big shot in the fourth quarter, especially Kemba Walker made 3 threes that were just backbreakers. And their defense stayed pretty consistent the whole night. He's got a unique ability, Kemba, to get to the hole, but boy, late in the game, I mean, he was absolutely shooting lights out.
Yeah, and it's not just the closing that you have him for. It's how steady he is throughout the course of games. He manages games without dominating the ball necessarily and trying to score all the time, which is really something that's needed on this team, if you ask me. They played like this, won like this, and Jason Tatum shot 1 for 18.
Yeah, and then
which is, I thought it was a misprint.
Wow,
I did too. And Porzingis was 1 for 11. They're both going to the gym now and shooting, so they're not going to shower for a while. They're going to work on their games.
And again, we'll wait for Brad Stevens' post-game comments to hear any update if he provides one on the back spasms for Kemba Walker, who they're back in action Wednesday against Washington. But SeKou, this Boston team now, after losing opening night to Philadelphia, they've now beaten the likes of Toronto and Milwaukee, San Antonio and Dallas among their wins. Is Boston a team we should start to take more seriously among the teams that could come out of the Eastern Conference?
Absolutely, and they were a wild card going into this season. We needed to know for sure what kind of impact Kemba Walker would have on this group. It's been tremendous. You hate to compare, but the style of play, in the type of personality he has just been ideal for this Celtics team. You lose not only Kyrie Irving, but Al Horford and Baines as well. You lost 3 of your solid veteran pieces in Boston. You replaced them, but Kemba's the one guy that's really in that mix that you have to pay attention to in terms of how does his mood, how does his, the way he operates affect this team, and it's been fantastic.
And the thing that impressed me with Boston is their defense. I thought when they lost Al Horford, who guards everybody and really had a high basketball IQ defensively and offensively, they would really miss him. But they're holding teams to under 42% shooting, 41.7. And, for the year, that's amazing. But you watch them tonight, they switch a lot of stuff. They put a lot of different people on Doncic. How about they put Marcus Smart at 6'4"?
Locked him up.
On Porzingis, and Porzingis couldn't get a shot off.
We talked about it before the game, though.
Yeah.
You get that type of defender playing underneath a guy that tall who's not going to take it off the dribble, it changes the entire game for Porzingis. He looked out of sorts the entire night, just couldn't find a rhythm. And when he's shooting that poorly, where's Dallas's secondary scorer going to come from? Where's that other, stroke that you need outside of Doncic going to come from?
And if you're just joining us here, the news earlier tonight from the Celtics, they expect Gordon Hayward to be out 6 weeks. He had left hand surgery today in New York. He fractured his hand Saturday night in their win over San Antonio. Well, even with Gordon Hayward out, and now we got the news of the Kemba Walker injury and Jason Tatum shooting just 1 for 18, it was Jaylen Brown who stepped up, and after the game, after 25 and 11, he spoke with Abby Chen.
Jaylen, second 20-10 game of your career, back-to-back double-doubles. You talk about this season, the difference for you is opportunity. What are you trying to do with that opportunity?
I'm trying to win. That's it. I'm just trying to keep winning. Whatever we got to do to win, I'm all for it.
What was the mindset coming into tonight against this Dallas team that hadn't lost on the road yet this season?
We wanted to be aggressive defensively. I think we did a good job. I know Luka Doncic had a really good game. He was picking us apart, but we stayed with it. and we pulled it out. Sometimes it's going to be ugly, but as long as we pull it out, then we're good.
Lost Kemba Walker at the end of the fourth quarter, playing without Gordon Hayward. I know it's a next man up mentality, but what does it say about this team that you guys continue to roll up these wins?
We just got to keep going. It's early in the season. We just got to keep fighting and keep going. We don't know what might happen. Everybody got to be ready for the opportunity, and hopefully we make the C's proud.
Jalen, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
10-point win for Boston. Let's take a live look right now in New Orleans, where the Pelicans are down by 6, and they're doing it tonight without their leading scorer. Brandon Ingram is out. Josh Hart had left the game with an injury. He has since returned. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has just hit a bucket to make it a 6-point game for the Pelicans. Meanwhile, James Harden and Russell Westbrook each have 24 points for the Rockets.
Amazing that the Pelicans can hang around here. No Zion, no Ingram, no Ball. I mean, they're just a tough group of guys, and Houston has not hit stride at all yet. I know they've won 3 in a row, but you watch them play, and they haven't kind of found their rhythm yet with Russell and James, and just kind of how they're going to play and how everything's going to fit. So, a lot of questions down in Houston right now.
Yeah, and it hasn't been really to me about the way James and Russ fit together. It's been a little bit everything else.
Yeah.
The defense has been off, and just no real rhythm to how they play, like you said.
Yeah, the two of them have combined, Harden and Westbrook, for 48 points on 38 shots.
Ooh. Yeah, that's not very efficient.
No.
Even
for somebody like you who despises analytics, that's not good efficiency.
That's called poor shooting. Back when I played, yeah, they didn't have a lot of analytics. They said you shot like crap.
Well, they had it. They just didn't call it.
Yeah, you shot like crap. They would say, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So 101-93 right now, and New Orleans has been looking to figure out what they could do defensively. Alvin Gentry has acknowledged the problem, and look at that. The biggest sin in basketball, Harden shooting the 3. He makes the shot. 4-point play for Harden, as he is now up to 29 points. By the way, he's now just 2 of 10 from 3-point territory. Josh Hart can't believe it. Did he commit the foul here?
He ran by him. Now, you got to give him room to come down. And
is that a flop by Harden?
James might have come down on his foot, and they're really calling that right now. But boy, it's tough to contest anybody up high on a jump shot in this league, because if you come down and if they come down on your foot, it's a foul on you all the time. You okay there, SeKou?
Yeah,
you couldn't believe you
had to
the
get
foul.
It straight, yeah.
Okay, all right, good.
You start making me laugh, and I can't stop it here.
Harden's got 30 now, and it's a 105-93 game. You want to watch that full game, it's over on League Pass. We'll check back in it. And again, we're still monitoring to hear what Brad Stevens has to say about Kemba Walker's back spasms. He left the game. Boston wins it. You saw it right here on NBA TV. The first half of our doubleheader. The second half coming your way in just about 25 minutes from now. Kawhi and the Clippers taking on his former squad, the Raptors, 24 hours after their impressive win against LeBron and the Lakers. It's Toronto and LA coming up next right here on NBA TV. Join the NBA in celebrating Hoops for Troops Week by putting your dribbling and shooting skills to the test. Fans who download the Home Court app have a chance to unlock a special Hoops for Troops badge and contribute to the Tragedy Assistance Program for survivors. A happy Veterans Day to everyone out there. We're coming back with more on NBA TV. Graphic of all time. This is what the Raptors did last year when Kawhi didn't play for 22 games, and this is what the Raptors have done this season. They haven't had him at all.
You know what? Philly hasn't had Wilt in a while. What's their record without Wilt and with Wilt? I didn't understand this. I understand it now.
Get off his lawn while you're at it.
Yeah.
Here's Kawhi getting ready to face his former squad.
I mean, it's a former team I won a championship with, but I mean, it's any other game. It's gonna be fun to see the guys again, and just congratulate them, and be able to shake hands and compete.
Have you been staying in touch with any of them at all?
Yeah, a few of them. We talk a little bit.
Kawhi, outside of the championship, what will you remember about your year in Toronto?
The guys, the journey. You know what I mean. Also the country, the city. It was amazing. And, there's just so much you could keep going on and talking about it.
The year that we had was incredible. And, Danny is definitely the guy that I can say is a fan of mine. So it's definitely good to see him.
You looking forward to another reunion tomorrow?
Oh, man. Yeah, another game, tough game, against Kawhi and, seeing the guys over there. So We don't get no break, so just got to go out there and play hard again and try to get another win.
What will it be like playing against Kawhi?
Oh, it'll be great for us. I don't think I've had the opportunity to play against him. I had the privilege to play with him on the same team, but I think playing against him would be fun and just I think just seeing those guys, seeing him again after the run that we had last year, super fun.
What did you take away from being his teammate last year?
I think a lot. I mean, I think his poise and how he doesn't really get rattled and things like that. So I try to do that and add that to my game. And when I miss a couple of shots, you got guys like Freddie in my ear a little bit, telling me to continue to shoot and just stay confident. And I think that's something that he had. He always had that.
It's going to be great. It was great to see Danny tonight. It's going to be great to see Kawhi. I mean, Josh, you go through something like that in a really close kind of confined. You're all kind of sealed in together, fighting that out for a couple months. So you get a special experience there. And in saying that, I'm going to stay up late tonight trying to devise some kind of scheme to try to make life very difficult on him tomorrow.
Well, different role now for Nick Nurse than last year when Kawhi helped him win a title in his rookie season. Interesting to hear Siakam talk about confidence and poise, things he learned from Kawhi, a guy we have not heard much from, but it's got to be a different feel as his teammate.
Yeah, they practice against each other. You're always playing against each other. You get matched up. You have different things. So they know each other's games. Siakam will be interesting tonight how he guards him, how he pushes up on him. Kawhi just takes his time, and Siakam is growing and improving so much. But Kawhi is such a tough cover that I'm interested in watching these two guys go head-to-head. You can say Siakam there just to be able to go off the dribble and beat people. But, Kawhi knows his game, too. So I promise you'll be making him go left. And if he goes right, Kawhi's made a big mistake. And making Siakam do some things he doesn't want to do. But, Toronto's winning, but they are not the same team without Kawhi. No. Let's not get crazy here.
And now they're not the same team without Kyle Lowry and Serge Ibaka. But last night, they looked incredibly impressive. And for a team that we were wondering, did they have any depth? Let alone someone who could come off the bench with Serge hurt, who was their best reserve. They really showed a lot last night beating up on the Lakers.
Yeah, there's a lot left in that tank from that championship season than I think they've gotten credit for. And really, to me, watching Siakam work against Draymond Green in the finals last year was interesting because that was a guy whose length wasn't up to measure against Siakam. Siakam could go over Draymond, was more athletic and kind of beat him to those spots. Kawhi is so much stronger probably than Siakam is. Maybe doesn't play above the rim the way Siakam can, but I think that strength factor will be interesting to watch, that kind of push and pull between those two guys. And you're right. They probably played on the same side a lot in practice. So they've got a really good appreciation for each other's strengths and weaknesses. But now you get a chance to match wits with this guy and see what you can do to him in a competitive situation. I'm sure they'll both be relishing the opportunity and probably put up some pretty good numbers and a pretty entertaining show for all of us to watch.
Yeah, Toronto's putting up big numbers as a team, so watch out. Clippers should be able to come in and slow them down some.
Yeah, we'll see that. Raptors and Clippers tonight, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, right here on NBA TV. Our night gets started in a few minutes from now. Take out to Boston with the NBA's sixth leading scorer, Luka Doncic, in town. Dallas at 6-3, their best start since the 14-15 season. It'll be a treat on NBA TV to see Luka and Porzingis taking on Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.